But on to debate number 2. Implementation of the CAA was a poll blank for the BJP before the 2019 election. Soon after the CAA notification was announced by the BJP, politics has now peaked. Opposition has lashed out of the centre, but implementation of CAA is now being linked to Ramzan. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee lashed out at the centre for implementing the CAA just before the holy month and claimed that it's all part of the centre's game to snatch people's rights. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi also made a similar statement. Owaisi alleged that CAA is a message to Muslims in Ramzan to prepare their papers. Owaisi further added that CAA will reduce Muslims to second-class citizens. Congress also staunchly opposed the law, saying that it is morally and constitutionally wrong.
যেই দরখাস্ত করবেন সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তারা নাগরিক থাকা সত্ত্বেও আপনারা বেআইনি অনুপ্রবেশকারী হয়ে যাবেন, তাহলে আপনাদের সম্পত্তি কি হবে, আপনাদের চাকরি বাকরি কি হবে, আপনাদের ছেলে মেয়েদের পড়াশোনা কি হবে, সবটাই বেআইনি ডিক্লেয়ার হয়ে যাবে। আপনাদের কোনো অধিকার থাকবে না। আপনারা যেই দরখাস্ত করবেন আপনাদের সব নাগরিকত্ব ক্যান্সেল করে দিয়ে, সব অধিকার ক্যান্সেল করে দিয়ে, এটা এনআরসির সাথে কানেক্টেড মনে রাখবেন, আপনাদের ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্পে নিয়ে চলে যাওয়া হবে।
अब जाहिर है सब सारी दुनिया को मालूम कि कल तरावी की नमाज शुरू हो रही है, रमजान का महीना शुरू हो रहा, तो आप लोग एक मैसेज देना चाहते थे भारत की सबसे बड़ी माइनॉरिटी को जो 17 करोड़ की है कि अब आप लोग कागज निकालने की तैयारी करिए।
I am completely opposed to it. I am taking the same stand that I took in Parliament, both when they introduced the bill and when the debate on the bill happened in the Lok Sabha. And I can tell you, I consider this morally and constitutionally wrong.
Amidst all the backlash from the opposition union, Home Minister Amit Shah slammed the Congress for opposing CAA. Shah further added that Congress's opposition towards CAA is due to appeasement and vote bank politics.
अभी कल ही हमने कहा था हम CAA लाएंगे। कांग्रेस पार्टी CAA का विरोध करती थी। आजादी के वक्त से कांग्रेस पार्टी और हमारे संविधान निर्माताओं का वादा था कि बांग्लादेश, अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान से जो शरणार्थी आएंगे, जो वहां की प्रताड़ना झेल कर आएंगे, उसको हम नागरिकता देंगे। मगर तुष्टीकरण की, वोट बैंक की राजनीति के कारण कांग्रेस पार्टी इसका विरोध करती थी।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more of this, let's go across to our guests. Guru Prakash continues to be with us. Dr. Ananthan and Lokesh Jindal continue. But joining us on the panel is Advocate A. Sarvana, National Spokesperson of the DMK. But I want to go first and foremost to Dr. Shantanu Sen, MP and National Spokesperson of the TMC. Now, the BJP is opposed to the linking of this decision with the holy month of Ramzan, Dr. Sen. Of course, they are questioning that. But there are also, the statement of Mamata Banerjee today is very curious. She has said that there is no legal validity, and in the absence of clarity, she has asked people to not apply for it, saying that you will be sent to detention. On what basis is Mamata Banerjee saying that citizens will be detained if they apply or make any application under this law?
Rightly so. Because first of all, this bill was bulldozed in 2019 in the month of December. Then they took 9 extensions in last 4.5 years to frame the rules. And finally, just few days before the announcement of the election, number 1. Number 2, if you go through the proforma that is supposed to be filled up by the applicant, there you have to submit your father's birth certificate details, your mother's birth certificate details. And once you are applying for citizenship, that means as of now you are not a citizen of the country. And if you are not a citizen of the country and you have exercised your voting right, you have elected Prime Minister or Home Minister, then their Prime Ministerial birth is also invalid. And if you are not a citizen in the country, how can you avail the benefits of the government given by the governments and the constitutional rights? So it's absolutely.
But this is for citizens of other countries.
It's absolutely. If you look at the Assam.
But this is the question that BJP is asking. How does this affect Indians? How does this affect Indians? Isn't this law meant for those who are citizens of other countries to apply for Indian citizenship?
Why for only three selected Muslim-dominated countries? Why for only 6 religions? Why not? Why one particular religion has been kept apart? Why other neighboring countries have not been included? It's absolutely with a motivated, with an idea, with an ulterior motive, targeting a particular religion.
Okay.
And here in our state of West Bengal, Chief Minister has already said that we do development for all.
I want Guru Prakash to come in on this. Guru Prakash, please respond to Dr. Sen. Dr. Sen is questioning the logic of it only being restricted to 3 countries and excluding a particular religion. And today the affidavit of the IUML echoes this, saying that a secular country cannot have a law that discriminates. All laws have to be religion neutral, is what the IUML has told the Supreme Court. Guru Prakash, please respond to Dr. Sen.
No. Yes, Madhav, I was patiently listening to the very senior member of parliament, but we need to understand that IUML and TMC, they are no longer strange bedfellows. But why only Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh? So let me throw some light on that. In Pakistan in 1947, what was the percentage of Hindus? 27%. Now what's the share of Hindus in Pakistan? Less than 2%. Where have they all gone? Where have they all disappeared? I don't understand. But coming from TMC, this is very natural, because in Sandesh Khali, we saw what happened. Under the pressure of radical Islamic fundamentalism, women from especially scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities, they were facing institutionalized state-sponsored sexual torture. Who is responsible for that? Who is answerable for Hindus, especially Dalits in Pakistan, Hindus, especially Dalits in Bangladesh, who are being systemically persecuted from decades? Who is answerable for that? I don't understand. There are similar laws in the US, Spectre Amendment. There are similar laws in the UK that gives protection, that gives the process of giving citizenship at a very fast pace for persecuted minorities in Russia for that matter, in Iran for that matter. Then what's the problem here? I don't understand. And let me also make this very clear for the Honorable Member of Parliament that it is a positive law. I challenge you, you give me one line, you give me one word, you give me one section of the CAA that discriminates. You give me one line that disallows a member from a particular community, that disallows a member from the Muslim community. How is it not secular? The aims and objective of CAA itself is positive, itself is affirmative. I don't understand. But because of your politics of Tushtikarn, sir, because of your politics of minority appeasement, you will obviously cater to someone like Shah Jahan, who is accused, your party office bearer Shah Jahan is accused of spearheading institutional sexual torture.
My BJP colleague is talking about scheduled caste,
the celebration of Matuma,
and they ignore and they neglect the orderly.
Yeah, Guru Prakash, once again, I've asked Dr. Sen to respond to you now. Yeah, Dr. Sen.
Our president of our country, who is not invited during the inauguration of the new Parliament House or during the Pran Pratishtha, and they are talking about. My question to my BJP colleague is, why one particular religion has been kept apart? Why only 3 Muslim-dominated countries have been selected? And you tell me what is your stand regarding CAA in Assam? Why your BJP leaders are talking in a different tone so far the Assam state is concerned? And your Home Minister has categorically said that after CAA, NRC and NPR will be done. So it is a first step. And you are asking for application. Those who are yet to apply, and if they are proved that they are not citizen, they are having their everything in our country, what will happen to those? If one person got married to someone else who is residing in the other part of the country or in the neighboring country, what will be the fate of them? It's absolutely a political ploy, jumla before the election.
Guru Prakash, you don't have the moral authority to raise this issue of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, says the TMC. Please respond to him.
No, I am very disappointed that our respected MP Sahab is reading from the same script, and I don't think he even listened to me. But thank you so much for bringing out our Honorable President of India. And for the first time in the history of our country, we have a woman from tribal community reaching the highest constitutional office. And your friend, your erstwhile friends, your ex-Congress party opposed it tooth and nail. So thank you so much for bringing and acknowledging the first ever tribal woman who has reached the highest constitutional office in the country. Second, MP Sahab, aap mujhe ye bataiye, you give me one provision, you said that Muslims are excluded. You give me one section of the entire CAA, you give me one part of entire CAA rules that were notified yesterday that categorically says that Muslims are disallowed. That categorically says that Muslims are not allowed. Sir, you are a respected honorable member of parliament. You are a lawmaker, sir. We expect much mature political discourse from you.
All right, let me bring in the DMK now.
And please stop spreading this misinformation, sir. It is completely secular. It is completely in the interest of the people of India.
Okay, I want Saravanan to come in. Saravanan, today we saw a statement of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin where he says that CAA won't be implemented in the state as the resolution has been passed by the assembly. Now, it's not only Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Telangana, Rajasthan, Kerala, some of the states that have passed similar anti-CAA resolutions. But the point is, what role does the state have when the citizenship itself is a central subject? So there's nothing that the state can even do.
Yeah. See, the BJP is utterly terrified of the body blow it has received from the Supreme Court about the electoral bonds. That is the reason they wanted a deflection, and they have brought in, they have promulgated the act rules, and they have brought in it. And see, it's not just CAA. Let us look at what Mr. Amit Shah had been consistently speaking about NRC. About NRC brought in throughout the country. November 20, 2019, he made that statement inside the Rajya Sabha as a Home Minister. So what are they trying to do? They have excluded Muslims, and they will bring in NRC, whereby if you are a Hindu, you are a Jain, you are a Sikh, you are a Christian, even though there are no papers, you will be accorded citizenship as per CAA. But if you don't have papers as a Muslim, you will be excluded citizenship. This is the evil design of the BJP. And India is a constitutional democracy, and India is a secular country. This is the only piece of legislation in the entire country which smacks of religious discrimination. It runs afoul of Article 14 of the Indian Constitution.
Okay.
It is not a secular piece of legislation. We know the evil designs.
Okay.
The BJP, instead of addressing how much money it has received as electoral bonds, is afraid to release the data.
I got your point.
I
got your point. Let me put that question to Dr. Ranganathan.
That is why,
Dr. Ranganathan, three major points that are coming in from Advocate Saravanan. He says that A, it's an attempt to divert from the government's failure to win that particular case on electoral bonds. B, it is a discriminatory law which should not be allowed in a secular country like ours, says A. Saravanan. And the ultimate aim is to bring in NRC and deprive citizens of their citizenship and their rights. Please respond to those three counts.
Yeah, let me explode the illogic in all the three comments that my good friend Mr. Saravanan has made, with due respect to him. Number one, Madhav, let me in fact ask you a very simple question. If I am a corrupt lawyer and I partake in corrupt practices, and you declare that I, Anand, is a corrupt lawyer, will you hire me? Madhav, simple yes or no question.
Absolutely not. There's no question about it. I know you're going to try and draw the link of electoral bonds here, but yeah,
no,
go ahead.
So when the DMK says that anonymity in electoral bonds is absolutely wrong and corrupt, and the BJP is corrupt, why on earth is the DMK has also accepted money through electoral bonds? This is the hypocrisy of these people, but they are shameless, so they are not going to change. They are not going to answer this question anyway. Number two, as far as this
one by one. You asked three questions, sir. I'll give you a chance to rebut. Yeah, let him finish.
Yeah. Please, I'm going to come one by one and explode your illogic. Number two, you see, this is a law that corrects historical injustice. Now, why on earth should Muslims be persecuted in an Islamic state? Yes, they are. But by that logic, if we were to accept Muslims being persecuted by Muslims, Should India open its door to 200 million Shias around the world who are persecuted by Muslims, Sunni Muslims? Does that make any logic? What kind of, nonsensical arguments are people making? It's just beyond me. And third, now let me also explore this final canard that I can't believe people are resorting to the same airbrushing and propaganda that they were doing 4 years ago. CAA is about granting citizenship, not asylum. India already grants asylum to lakhs of Muslims, including the Rohingyas and the Afghans. And those calling this bill Islamophobic, aren't they ignoring the fact that 500,000 ethno-religiously cleansed Sri Lankan Tamil Hindus currently settled in India are also excluded? So are we also being Islamophobic by excluding Hindus there? Finally, the Congress in 2015 demanded citizenship be granted to Bangladeshi minorities. Now, Madhav, you tell me, are Bangladeshi minorities Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, or are they Muslims? But Congress demanded India give citizenship to Bangladeshi minorities. But because Modi has given it, they are up in arms. And finally, let me also say this. You see, the persecuted minorities in Muslim majority Islamic nations have to be taken care of.
Okay.
If the Muslim majority nations believe that persecuted Muslims in India have to be taken care of, they should have an equivalent law of CAA in their countries.
Sarwan, quick response, please. Very limited time.
See, anyone who's supporting the BJP on the electoral bond corruption is as shameless as the BJP in trying to take a moral high ground. You are an enabler of corruption. See, we are willing.
Sir, did your party buy electoral bonds?
The BJP says it is an anti-corruption crusade.
Mr. Sarwan,
let them. No,
Mr.
let
Sarwan,
me
did your
finish.
party buy
let
the
the BJP
bonds?
release the list of donors. The next moment we will release it. The BJP release. The next moment we will release it. We have nothing to hide. It is the BJP which is trying to hide. Anybody who is supporting is a shameless corrupt enabler. Enabler of the BJP, shamelessly enabling the looting of the money of the common man.
This is a debate on CAA. Somehow we've ended up discussing poll bonds, but all eyes on what will happen as far as the Election Commission is concerned. It's supposed to publish the information that it had earlier given to the Supreme Court, and by the 15th, supposed to also put out the information that the SBI gives. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us. Sorry, Lokesh couldn't come to you on this debate. Advocate Saravanan, Anandarathan, Guru Prakash, and Shantanu Sen, who was with us earlier. Completely out of time. Thanks so much for joining us.